ShowbanffShow. Hey, welcome to the ShowbanffShow. My name is Sage, and here on the ShowbanffShow, we celebrate mental culture, what people are up to, and startup culture. And guess what? We have a special guest today, and I am going to allow you to introduce yourself, to show off what you do, because you do so many amazing things.
Okay.
Oh, you got this. I put you on the spot there. Like, don't even worry.
Okay. Hi. My name is Jennifer Mcinnis-Wharton. I am sort of a Banff local. I've been living and working here for the past 4 years. I have multiple jobs. I have a day job, a side hustle, and a side hustle to keep myself going. And I guess we'll start with maybe my day job as I'm a behavioral aide. Anyway, I work in town as a behavioral aide with a child, one-on-one, and I've been with their family for almost 2 years now. It's just the most amazing and fun job ever. Also, I'm supposed to be looking at you or that.
Oh yeah, it's confusing. Like sometimes, like it sounds like you have so much fun. Like before this, we were just having so much fun. Like
And then my side hustle, which is what I actually went to school for, is that I am a potter or a ceramic artist.
Ooh. I'm gonna grab your stuff to show the camera because
your
artwork is incredible.
Brought a couple pieces to share.
Them
from someone I gifted them to.
Wow. Like these are so cool, and I don't even know how you do it. Like I tried pottery and I love it. I can go for it, but like I can't get like that good looking as you do. And even the textures on the side with the lines, like it's incredible.
It's It's hyper focus, right?
What's that mean?
As I was telling you earlier, last month I was diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah.
So here I am, a 37-year-old, like finally understanding why life has always looked a little different for me. And one of the things that's really interesting is before I understood that I had ADHD, I was very intense at any learning opportunities, particularly anything that involved tactility, because that's a super soothing thing. And I spent more hours than probably everybody, I think, in my class in the studio just fixating, doing things over and over and over again until I got them perfect. So it turns out that's like a fairly beneficial symptom until you forget to eat or sleep. So that's how, and it's been years and years of practice. And like one of the things I like to tell people who aren't intimidated by work of people who are further along than they are is you should see some of the stuff from when I first started out. I wish I still had it because everybody starts small, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has to keep learning and growing, and like, it takes a lot of practice and attention to get where you're going. But it comes. So yeah.
That is really, really cool. And just how you progress. And the nice thing with pottery is some people want to say the same thing. Like you've mastered that. If you like to do the same thing over and over, and you put yourself ahead too. Like being able to focus on one thing, not like I know my brain, it goes everywhere.
Oh, my
can't focus on one.
Too sometimes. It's either like a ping pong ball and I'm doing 17 things at once and not completing them, or I'm, socializing, or I'm in the zone and at my wheel, and somebody could be standing in front of me trying to get my attention, and I am not even in the room. So it's like it flip flops back and forth. I've always been really social and really enjoyed helping my peers in school.
Wow.
So I always took the time to engage with everybody around me, which led to long hours. Yeah.
That's incredible. And you did it.
Lots of not working at school and lots of working at school, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the things you probably learned too, like you were telling me about some of your classes, and like it sounds like so much fun here at the Banff Center.
Oh, my first years of school were actually not at the Banff Center. I started at Red Deer College with my fine arts, the first 2 years of a BFA program, and
Ooh.
then I stopped I stopped going to school because it was expensive.
Oh yes,
And
it's
I
expensive.
moved back to the Northwest Territories where I grew up and worked in the public school system for 6 years as an educational assistant. Sort of did a little bit of pottery here and there because I was very interested in ceramics when I was in art school. And after I sort of realized maybe a full-time existence working with children was a lot of energy and maybe not always my speed, even though I love it. I went back to art school and I got my fine craft diploma and a grad certificate that focused on business skills and education,
Wow.
networking and setting up shows and learning all of the practical skills that you don't get if you're in a fine arts program versus fine crafts. You get a lot of technical skills, right? You learn the equipment as well as your craft. So it's really, I'm now lost about what we were talking about because
Hey, you're rocking it. You're rocking it. And this is so fascinating.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
Ah.
Oh, no,
What?
it's gone.
So you said you have like your main thing, your side hobby, and then your side hobby. What's your side hobby?
So my side hustle was sort of born out of necessity. I'm also creating, I have 2 tiny businesses right now. I'm also creating polymer clay earrings.
Ooh.
As you've noticed, they're quite trendy.
Is it what you're wearing right now?
Oh, I am. I made these
Yeah.
ones. Ha!
I've been staring at them all night,
So
and they
funny.
look gorgeous.
Yeah, I am wearing them. But I didn't even think about it today. I'm just always wearing it.
Shit, we're gonna pretend you planned this.
Yes.
Yeah, this was like pre-recorded, pre-planned. Like we totally planned this ahead of
Yeah.
time.
I actually just always try to wear different styles of mine so I can see whether they're comfy or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So this time we're testing dangle studs, dangle stud arches. They're very light.
I love how they look like little rainbows, the shape you cut them in, and they're
Yeah.
exact too. And are they heavy? Like that's one thing I was.
They're so lightweight. Polymer is really lightweight. And the reason I ended up starting this little business on the side is because as a potter during a pandemic in a town that's geared towards like tourism, there's no easily accessible creative space for people who don't either own property or maybe work somewhere where there's studio access, or they travel like to other places. I don't know of any currently like public spaces for potters in Banff. So I decided, because I was struggling, I have my own wheel and my own studio setup, except I even own a kiln.
Ooh,
I own a small kiln, but I have nowhere to plug it in or fire it. So I started with the polymer clay earrings because the only thing they require to complete is an oven. So when I started this endeavor, I was just trying to make a little extra money to help make ends meet.
That's amazing.
And then I realized actually that this is much simpler than clay, and it is like the best calming activity ever. I always need to have busy hands, so this process involves like rolling out slabs with a pasta roller,
Whoa.
mixing colors, cutting with cookie cutters, sanding, applying resin, all very simple, repetitive tasks. So while I'm sitting here doing these tasks, I'm feeling super productive, I'm feeling engaged, feeling calm. It's really nice. And then as a bonus, I make a little extra money on the side, just to keep being able to be here in Banff.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they shimmer and sparkle. Like, were those like sparkles you cut and then?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how'd you make them shiny?
This one has glitter. There's glitter embedded in the clay, black and copper colored glitter.
That is so cool.
And then I use art resin it's because I'm a potter, I think I'm really connected to the process of applying glaze to the surface of
I was
something.
gonna say, yeah.
So I do resin. This just cures with 8 hours time at room temperature.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've had to work sort of. It's really fun. This is a process that is a lot faster to see like my growth in than ceramics because it's much. The skills are a little simpler.
Oh.
So.
And you found your niche, like.
Yeah, and so it's really nice. Yeah, seeing how they've evolved even from the beginning, and it's been I think less than a year. I'm not sure. And finally getting to a place where I'm proud of my final product.
Wow.
Whereas with ceramics, it took so much labor, and but also I think I learned so much about how to learn new skills during all of the pain of learning ceramics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And the nice thing is they go together. You'd be like, hey, why is this cracking? Wait, I know because blank, blank, blank from this or like that.
Yeah, and.
Wow. And if people want to like get your earrings or look you up, how can they find you?
Well, it's a little strange because right now I've sort of my Instagram account was started for my pottery, and you can find me. It's Jennifer MW Ceramics is my handle on Instagram. I also have a website which is jennifermwceramics.ca. At the moment, I've co-opted it for my polymer clay business. So even though you're searching for my name, it pops up as Porcupine Creek Designs when you find the page right now. And then when I have a chance to fire ceramics, which I stockpile right now, until I have an opportunity to fire them, they'll go on to the website and it'll switch back to Jennifer MW Ceramics. But you can find access and information for both businesses on the same Instagram.
That's awesome.
I just don't have the energy to make two.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah.
Back and forth. And you know what? They kind of like work together because they're the same material. Ooh, mosquito got me there. Yeah,
I know.
Whoops, Daisy. And then the nice thing is they're the same material, kind of same topic. Like it's not like too far. It's not like suddenly you're talking about, I don't know, dogs and mountains hiking to something completely different.
Ballet.
Yeah, ballet.
Yeah.
Like it's like the same thing. You're using clay. You're doing art. Like it's similar niches.
It's both tactile, and I realize I really need actually the tactile. Like I hate painting. Like I'm an artist. I've gone to school. I have formal training. Hate it. Hate painting. Hate drawing. Will do it if I have to. Can do it well if I need to. But I hate it.
Amazing.
But anything I can smush, or touch or feel, anything that I can work on, either visual or physical texture, is just it makes my brain really happy. Yeah.
That's amazing, and I love how you found what you love versus what you don't love. Like that's seriously amazing.
It's taken some trial and error, and it's taken some sacrifice. But yeah, I think now I'm starting to really figure out what is really like meaningful and necessary for me to like be healthy and happy and functional in life. The mosquitoes.
Oh, there's the mosquitoes are everywhere. They're just like, we'll make you happy.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, sorry, bud, not really.
And it's really, I think I've actually done the majority of the learning on that curve since my time in Banff. So, I grew up in the Northwest Territories, so one thing I've always understood about myself is I need to be outside on a regular basis, extensively, generally doing something like pretty intense, energy draining, something that you really have to engage your mind and body in. So I know that about myself, but moving to Banff really, really reinforced that for me, and I had never lived around mountains, so the year I found climbing, it literally saved my life.
It was just like, hello.
I was like, whoa.
This is you.
This is a thing? Yeah. I used to climb buildings and trees, like, relentlessly as a child. I would get in trouble, and now it's actually a formal sport.
Yeah. Like, it's a thing. You're not just making it up. Like, it's not.
Didn't know growing up, so actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoy that sport, and I found I need the outdoor engagement, physical activity. I need the creative outlet, but it has to be a tactile creative outlet. I've also discovered I really need proximity to children in my life. We were talking earlier about like how wonderful it is to work with kids. I love my job.
It is so true.
I don't plan on having any of my own ever, but I love them so much. So it's really nice that I found that job, and it's actually together as a little unit, we found a lot of stability in each other and the way we work, and it's really amazing.
Wow.
I was not functional to work before I had this job, actually, for a couple of, maybe a year and a half. So it's really been a lifesaver as well. And then alone time. I'm ridiculously introverted, and I never really realized for a long time how draining it can be to engage with others, even though I love it. Like, I love it. I'm a people person.
It gives you thrills, but like there's times where it's like, whoa, like too much.
People person, but it makes me so tired. And then the other thing I have learned, and I am not succeeding at right now, is that I need to be consistently healthy in my diet, and that can really affect your mental health as well as your physical health, because the two are so closely intertwined. I am just gonna openly admit I'm terrible at that.
I love your honesty, like out front.
I'm improving, and I'm working really hard on it. Other things I need that are a little more in the territory of really like medical and the opposite of, you know, the things I know about myself that I need in the real world and life. Okay, I also need the medical stuff in real life is I am on daily medication right now, which I tell people freely because I think it's really important for people to understand, like, you need, if it's something you need and if it's something that improves your life, I don't think it's anything to feel ashamed of, right? We're all so different, and there is no one way to really be normal. What is normal, right?
Exactly.
What is it?
The question is, what is normal? Like, seriously.
It's all about finding what is the most comfortable and functional for you and the way you connect with people around you. So I'm on meds, and I have a psychologist who I've been with for a year and a half, who I love dearly. But it was actually the town of Banff and their mental health resources. It's actually the town of Banff and their mental health resources that they have locally that started me on this journey. And when I say the town of Banff, I don't think I mean officially, like, you know, the town is in council. I mean this community. It was meeting people. You know what I didn't say in the beginning?
Go for it.
It's how I ended up here. Why I'm here is in that's that I came here for a practicum in the ceramics studio at the Banff Center, and I never left.
That's amazing. And now we get to enjoy your gift and you and hanging out.
But being there and meeting so many artists from so many different walks of life, I started to experience really open dialogue around mental health and well-being for the first time, and start to really identify with things that I was hearing other people say. And I have some really good supportive friends who were strong advocates for taking care of yourself, taking meds, doing what you need, and not having shame about taking pause. I met some beautiful people there who sort of led me into trying out the counselor for the first time, which is scary for people, right?
Wow.
And I tried her out and loved her so much that it made me comfortable enough that when I needed to, in times when I've been in crisis, I haven't told anybody I have PTSD and ADHD. We'll not do this in order, right?
You know what? That's the fun part about this. You go all over the map. Like, have fun with it.
That's where my brain goes. Nope, I lost myself. Oh, because I have been comfortable in accessing the counselor at the Banff Center. Then, when I was in crisis in Banff, because I did go through a couple of years of strong struggles, I found the Mineral Springs Hospital, and I found the emergency counselors there, and they were lovely, and they were the ones who started referring me to the point where I got on board. I had to wait for 6 months, but got on board with a dedicated counselor who I'm so comfortable with, who then led me to a psychiatrist, so I could have, you know, be diagnosed with a thing or two. And currently, I just started this week my first day in it ends in October, a skills course given through AHS. It's a behavioral therapy course, group therapy, where we're learning important life skills to make it easier to navigate the ups and downs, take care of ourselves, read social cues, understand, you know, it will be really helpful information. So I take that part super seriously. Have been working so hard for years, and I'm starting to see not necessarily the light at the end of the tunnel, because I know I live with myself for the rest of my life, but starting to see positive improvements in my life, my work, my both businesses that sort of had to be put aside for a while I took pause to deal with my mental health. And now I'm just...
Good for you for taking that
Yeah.
time. And, like, what helped you through that whole process, do you think?
Definitely my counselor.
Your
lot.
Yes.
Really close and supportive and mature and lovely, understanding friends.
Wow.
But it was realizing the things that sort of light my brain up, like climbing, right?
Yes,
Like
I love
pottery.
climbing. Yeah.
Yeah, like camping, which I've always known, even before here, I used to kiteboard. I like the fast sports outside. Used to kayak a lot.
That's amazing.
So, like, now I'm lost again because I'm all over the place.
That is totally okay.
But, oh yeah, the business. I'm back now to the point after probably about, it's been 3 years since I left the Banff Center of really struggling with anxiety attacks and like not being able to leave my house and being caught by that impossible task, even if it's something like, put on your shoes and walk out the door, Jennifer.
Yeah.
To a place where I am now fully functional. I've had major success at my job over the past couple of years. It's a perfect fit, open dialogue that's really healthy between myself and the family I work with. And I'm now, obviously, I was telling you earlier about the struggles of having studio space in Banff. So one of the things I finally had to bite the bullet and do was leave.
Oh man.
Because I was spinning my wheels here. So now I live in Calgary in a tiny little loft on 9th Avenue in Inglewood. I have a mattress up top in the loft, and everything else is dedicated to pottery, save my 3 pots in the kitchen.
Wow.
I don't have a couch, chairs, table. Well, I have a studio chair and my market chair. And I'm just getting established. I'm there looking for network.
Wow.
Sort of starting to reach out to studios, which is something I haven't been able to do. And now I'm just about to step back into my creative journey. Like, I've tried to hang on to it, but I've always been on the fringes for the past few years.
Wow.
And now I've taken the plunge. It's terrifying.
Good for you.
And my commute is long to work. Still worth it as I try to figure out how to make all of this work together.
Yeah.
It's like I'm starting to understand the importance of stability and routine. I'm starting to really set intentional goals around buildings, like stability and routine. And that's super helpful because I find as soon as my life stability starts kind of feeling wobbly, my brain goes out the window. So
that's fair.
in a place now where all of the things that I've been working on are coming together, and I'm able to come here and do an interview with you instead of hiding under my bed.
Yes.
Or canceling because I feel like I'm gonna barf.
Oh, you made it though.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
And so, while I'm all over the place, I don't know if I had to drive an important message home, is that life is really difficult, I think.
I agree.
Whether you're
all struggle.
neurotypical or not, there are so many different challenges, and like that's simultaneously beautiful and terrifying. And if you start looking at life from a perspective of having intentional goals, for me, some of those look like getting better at networking, being comfortable doing things like this because it terrifies me.
Oh, you're rocking it.
Yeah, actually, like showing up to social events that are important, like all of these things are only able to come after you've taken the time to get to know yourself and understand what you need. And I don't think that you can always figure those things out by yourself. I think it takes a lot of trial and error, as I've experienced, and it takes a lot of being vulnerable and bouncing your ideas and your life and your feelings and thoughts off of people you trust, and then eliminating people you don't trust.
That's fair.
For your the well-being of your mental health. Yeah.
Can I give you a high five for that awesome message for coming out here and like everything today?
Yeah.
Like seriously.
It was super fun
like,
meeting you. Oh, we did it!
We got whiskey at the same time, did we?
No, but we did our
We
high
did our
five.
high five.
We messed up our high five like 2 times
Yeah,
in a row
before this, we were doing high five. As soon as you said that, it's like, wait, we did it.
we did it.
Before we hit record, we were trying to do high fives. It failed so bad. We just did it.
Yeah. We
That's
did.
incredible. Yes. Is there any last things you want to tell your audience before we have to go here?
Yeah. Be kind to each other.
That's a good one.
It makes such a huge difference. Random acts of kindness are my jam, and
Yes.
they make people feel so good, no matter what they're experiencing in the moment. So.
Show, Banff Show.
Show Banff Show.
Show Banff Show.
Show Banff Show.
Expanding our community.